So, we need to talk about how to take square roots of letters, like number 11. How do you take square root of letters?
I have no idea.
By what?
By one.
What, Danielle? Danielle? You don't know.
I probably do both.
How did we get through Algebra 1 and geometry?
I
We
know.
did do this.
Don't you find the factor of two
That's what, Kate?
Put it to a square root. To get it out of that square root.
Uh-huh. A square root means what? You just said
You're
it.
squaring it.
It's a square. So then how do you take that 4 out?
You put it to the fourth power.
Do 2 square root of 4.
Right?
You divide it, guys.
Here's my
What's 4 divided by 2? End of the second. You don't put it to the second power because that would be 16.
So would D be 2.5?
Now, you cannot divide 5 by 2 because it'll be a decimal. So you have to break it up. So what is the number underneath 5 that will divide by 2?
4.
4. But you cannot change the meaning of it. You still have to have 5 of them. So you got to put one more.
Plus D 1.
So then you do that so that this one gets to come out as what?
2.
D to the 2. Not 2, D to the 2. And then square root of D. Very good. Are you okay?
So we're going to do 3 next. A3.
A to the 3rd. But the 9 has to be broken up.
A 3 and 3.
No.
No. 8.
8
And then it'll be D to the 4.
and 1. 8 and 1. And then it gets to come out as what?
D over.
B to the 4. There you go. Y'all okay?
No, I don't get how you did that for 13. Like, how did you get A3?
Because 6 is divisible by 2. These are letters, not numbers. You just divide it by 2. Now 14 is different. Because 15 is different. Because 15 has a number along with letters. That's what you're thinking about. We'll get to that one in just a minute. Alright, 14. Here we go. So, can I take this one? Yep, G to the 4. What about the H to the H to the 10?
So it'd be H5.
One thing at a time. H to the 10, and not plus H, times H. And then what about this guy?
J2.
J to the 6. Are y'all okay so far?
Root H.
Then this gets to come out as H to the 5.
Does it matter what order
H not
you...
go in front of J?
No, there's supposed to be an alphabetical order. I just realized that, though. You'll be alright.
So would you put the square root on the end though anyway?
Yes, the square root always goes on the end.
So it means GHJH.
Yes. Yes.
That's just how I wrote it.
Yeah, it's technically supposed to be alphabetical order. I just didn't realize that. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, 15 is different, guys, because 15 has a number. What is the number that they give us? 18. We have done that. We have worked on these for 3 weeks now, and you worked on them in algebra and geometry. How do we do the 18?
6.
You find the square root.
You find the perfect square that goes into 18. What's the perfect square that goes into 18? 9 times 2. Very good. But the letters are different. The letters, you have to be able to divide it by 2 because square root means 2, right? What about a cube root? What will we divide it by then? By 3. If I had a fourth root, what will we divide it by? A 4. Yep. So we would say W to the what power? 12 and W, right?
So it'd be 3 root.
3W6.
W to the 6, yep. And square root of 2W.
That's not that bad.
It shouldn't be.
Can you do this on a calculator?
Not with the letters, no.
Okay.
Well, you could if you programmed it to, but
Somebody
you
from.
don't know how to do
Never
that.
mind.
Can you
I do have, Yes.
I programmed for me.
I do have a kid that's a senior this year that programmed his. It's pretty awesome.
He did that to Noah Breakfield as well.
All right, here we go. Ready? Are you ready?
Justification.
Justification. You got Stephen and you got Jade. And what were they supposed to do?
They were supposed to solve. They were supposed to solve A equals 1/2 H. B equals. That's the trapezoid, isn't it?
Yes, but what were they supposed to do?
Solve
Keep reading.
for B2.
For B sub 2. Very good. Supposed to solve for B sub 2. Are y'all okay so far?
Like B sub.
B sub.
A B sub. Because it's under.
Because it's underneath,
below.
yep. All right, first step. Did they plug everything in right? Stop talking. Yes?
Yeah.
They're both the same? They're okay?
Looks like.
All right. Did they solve it the same?
No, they did not.
No, they did not. All right, so if I need to get B sub 2 by itself, what should we have done? Subtracted B sub 1, right? So the other side? Which one is right, if any of them are right? Jade is correct. What did Stephen do wrong?
With the fraction.
Very good, because really this is not minus B sub 1, this is minus B sub 1 over H, right? So we're going to say Jade is correct. Uh-huh.
Is there a comma after because?
Oh, no. Because what?
Because she.
Because Stephen. Yeah, subtracted. Or like.
Well, they all subtracted. They were supposed to
Like
subtract.
he put B1 or negative B1 on top of the fraction when it should be.
There you go. He's put B sub 1 inside the fraction or on top of the fraction, whatever you want to say. Very good, very good. All right, we are going to do an extremely easy lesson today. And it is the very first lesson that is not a review. It's the very first lesson that is brand new stuff for you, okay?
Well, I didn't know that was so like this was fun. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You do now.
But that was a review.
Yeah, I thought the review ended after.
Do we all have calculators?
Yes.
We may not have a calculator.
Give me one that last year.
I know you did. That's why I'm not marking it.
You're wearing shorts. Not as a joke. That was last week.
They're not, like, inappropriate words. It's just fun.
Oh, these are like the comfy ones that I wear. They're on the house.
Very nice.
All right. So I need to hand out, guys. Stop the talking every few seconds. That's what I just. All right, I gotta hand out your notes to you, and when we do that, we're gonna be on page 1. All right, very easy stuff. But look, guys, this stuff is so easy, but it is so extremely important that you know how to do it.
We're gonna go first.
All right, did I miss anybody?
No. Look in my podium in there and see if I do.
Because if they're not in there, I don't have them. Yes, ma'am. Did I skip you? I mean, I'm sorry about it. All right, here we go. Learning target number 1. You can either look on your sheets or you can look where they normally are on the board. So what are we going to start off doing?
I can state the dimensions of a matrix.
So extremely easy, guys, but you have no idea how important it is to be able to state the dimensions of a matrix. So you're asking yourself probably, what the heck is a matrix, right?
A matrix is a regular array of variables consisting of horizontal and row variable.
Sebastian. Every time that we have to stop, and I'm not talking to Sebastian, I'm talking to all of y'all. Every time that we have to stop is less time that y'all get to do your homework. So y'all just think about that every time we have to stop, okay?
Okay.
Alright, now Sebastian, that everybody has stopped talking, tell me what a matrix is.
A matrix is a rectangular array of vertical or of variables or consistent in the horizontal row and vertical columns, usually enclosed in brackets.
Very good. So, basically, a matrix is how to solve a system of equations that we just got finished doing a test on yesterday. Y'all okay with that? So you're going to be very upset with me next week because I'm going to show you how to do the challenge problems on your calculator. So, what we're going to do first is extremely easy though. You need to understand that they have to have brackets, okay? Because this is basically a very small baby form of computer programming, and you have to have those brackets to be able to separate these numbers, okay? So this is going to be rows by column. So easy, but so important. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. Yes, it is. But it's very important. So on number 10, how many rows are there? 2.
3.
And there are 3 columns. Columns are up and down. Rows are left and right. You just stated the dimensions. Congratulations. I told you. So easy, but so important. That's why I keep saying that. So easy, but so important. All right, next one. How many rows?
4. Yeah.
Number 11. 3.
That,
3 rows. Rows are left and right.
3 times 1.
And 1 column. You see how it gets a little confusing on some of them. Rows are left and right. Columns are up and down. Yes, sir.
But at the end of the day, does it really matter which one you say is a row in the column?
Yes, sir,
since
it
it's
does.
commutative property?
No, sir, it is not. It is not multiplication.
3 times 1.
It's not how we write it. Have you seen on the side of a truck that says 4 by 4? That does not mean multiplication. It is 3 by 1. Trust me, when you do your calculator, type it in as wrong and see what happens. It's going to be bad. All right, number 12. How many rows are there? 4. Rows are left and right. How many columns are there? 3. Columns are up and down.
3 by 3 is the next.
All right, how many rows? 3. How many columns? 3. This is an important one. This is called a square matrix. Just make sure you know the terminology. Why is it called a square?
It's the same dimension.
There you go. Same dimensions on rows and columns. All right, what about 14? How many rows? 2. And how many columns?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. All right, 15?
3
3 by 2. Congratulations, you just did your first line target. Wow. Y'all okay? No.
I can take a test on this right now.
Number 16 is our second learning target. What is our second learning target?
I can solve for equations involving matrices.
There's no L in it, dear. Matrices. All right. Now, this is just as easy. However, what you need to learn from this is matching these numbers up. So this 2x matches up with which one over here? The 5. That, I know it's easy. I know you know how to solve, but this is what I'm wanting you to pull out of this is how to match these numbers up, okay? So you have 2x is equal to 5. If you divided by 2, what would be your x value?
2.5.
2.5. I told y'all today was easy. Important, but easy.
C would equal 3.
No.
And Y would
3 lines up with which one? 3y. So 3 equals 3y. So y is equal to 1.
Then Z lines up with
Then-
3Z lines up with
There you go.
9. And that equals
And that equals 3. Perfect.
C.
Y'all okay?
C.
All right. Let's do the next one. 17. Do you see how there's a big gap between 4x and 3y? Those do not go together. One is separate. Yes, ma'am.
Do we just leave it how it is, or do we need to put them all in parentheses like we've been doing?
No. These are not order pairs. Thanks. Thank you. Where are we at? Well, I guess you could put them in parentheses if you wanted to, but just leave them like this for now, though. All right, what's 4x match up with? 12. Do you see how there's a gap between the 12 and the negative 1? That is not 12 minus 1. So 4x is equal to 12, and x is equal to 3. Beautiful. What about 3y?
Matches up with negative 1.
Negative 1. You got to be careful on this
Y
one.
equals negative 1/3.
Equals negative 1/3. Very good. Not 3. Negative 1/3. All right, here we go. Now, this one's a little bit different, which is not on Snapchat. 4x is equal to what?
15 plus
15 plus x. Do you see the difference between how those two are together and how this one over here isn't?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we have 4x is equal to 15 plus x. How do I solve that one? There you go. Subtract the x.
3x equals 15.
X equals 5. Perfect. What about the other one? 2y minus 1. Add the 1 over, you get 6. Y equals 3. Very good. All right, last one. Here we go. Do you see how there's a gap between 4x minus 3 and 3y? So the 4x minus 3 goes together, and the 9 goes
So
together.
that matches up with 9, and then 3y matches up with negative 15.
3y goes with negative 15. Yep. So you have 4x equals 12, and so x equals 3. And on the 3y, it's y equals negative 5.
This one's like the easy stuff, and then give us 2 or 3 days, then you're going to give us like some.
Matrices really does not, I mean, it gets a little bit more difficult, but it really does not get like, oh my gosh, this is
I
horrible.
feel like everybody getting to like some ridiculous calculation.
No, because you get to use calculator. So, all right, here we go. 7 equals 7. What do I do with that? 7 equals 7. You don't have to do anything, right? It's already right. So then you have 13 equals 2z plus 1. Yep, subtract the 1 and you get 12. And divide and you get 6. Very good. Are y'all okay? Anybody lost? All right. So our third and final learning target is what?
I can.
Add and subtract matrices. There you go. This is where I'm going to show you how to use your calculator. But we have to do it in our head first. Now, let me finish my entire sentence before you start freaking out. You will have a quiz next week on this stuff that we are doing. On adding and subtracting and on finding the dimensions and on solving, right? Easy stuff. Easy quiz. You will not be able to use your graphing calculator on your quiz. You will be able to use a regular calculator in your brain, but not a graphing calculator. Does that make sense to everybody? However, I am going to go ahead and start showing you how to use the calculator because it is very easy, but there are numerous steps. So I want you to practice, so that when we get to the stuff where we have to use calculators, it will be very easy. Does that make sense to everyone?
Excellent.
Okay. First of all, we're going to add. Very easy stuff. What do you think I'm going to add the 6 with?
6 and negative 4.
And that gives you what?
2.
Positive 2. And the 2 goes in the same spot as the 4 and the 6 were. It goes in the top left.
2.
All right. Then
Negative 2.
negative 5 and 3 is negative 2, and it goes in the middle on the top, just like those two numbers were.
And that's 11.
And then 9 and 2 is 11, and it goes in the top left, just like those two numbers. Are y'all okay? All right, then let's add the other ones. Positive 3,
Then we got 5.
positive 5,
Then we got 1.
and you got 1. Are y'all okay? That's it. That's easy, right? Do you understand now why you can't use a graphing calculator?
I like it.
Now, however, I want to start showing you how to use your graphing calculator for those of you that are going ahead of me and not paying attention. So, let's do this. Because it is very easy, but there are a lot of steps. Calculators ready? Okay, here we go. Do you see the matrix button? Right here below math. What color is it? It's in blue or in yellow, depending on the color that you have. Now, your numbers may pop up a little bit different than mine, but it's okay. You get something along the lines of that.
Very
You have to stay with me. You cannot be behind me. You have to stay with me. Go get another one. The battery's probably going.
Are they supposed to be numbers besides the mine doesn't have the numbers?
Because yours is rainbow, probably.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. If your calculator's brand new, it won't have numbers because it's brand
What
new.
about the old one? Mine doesn't.
I've cleared those over the summer, so some of those.
This is mine.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I guess you just haven't used that function yet.
Okay.
All right, y'all ready?
Stacy.
It's okay. All right, so you're going to go over to edit, and you're going to tell your calculator we need to edit. And we're going to hit enter on the first one, and you have to know the dimensions. What are the dimensions of this first matrix?
There you
2 by 3. 2 enter, 3 enter.
Wait, what?
2 enter, 3 enter.
go. Oh, and then you go in and edit those.
Now you hit your numbers. You hit 6, enter. Now you have to be careful. Look at where it went to. It went to the right. It did not go up and down. It went to the right. You have to pay attention to where it is highlighted. You hit -5, enter. 9, enter. Then it pops down to the bottom row. -3, enter. -4, enter. And this is very, very important when you hit the last number. When you hit 5, you have to hit enter. If you do not hit enter on the last number, it will not change that last number. It will keep it as whatever it was. Are y'all okay? Then watch when we do the next one.
No, but I don't even know how you got there.
Watch when we do the next one. Watch when we do the next one. Because now we have to put in the other one. So we're going to go back to matrix, which is in blue. And hit second matrix. And we're going to go over to edit. But we are not going to edit the first one.
We're gonna go to number 2.
We're going to go to number 2. Hit the down button for number 2. Then hit enter. What's the size of the second one? 2 by 3. So 2 enter, 3 enter. And you type all those numbers in. -4 enter. 3, 2, 6, 9, -4. Make sure you hit enter on that last number because it won't change it if you don't hit enter.
Will they always match like 2 by 3 and 2 by 3, or will there be like a bigger sign?
Oh, dude, that's
Patience. Patience, grasshopper. We'll get there.
We're gonna get like 10 by 12.
Oh yeah, number.
All right, now you have your calculator is in edit mode, right?
See,
You have to get it out of edit mode. So you're going to hit second, quit. I know this is a lot of steps, but the more you do it, the easier it gets, okay? Are y'all okay so far? So now we have told our calculator, hey calculator, this is my first matrix, this is my second matrix. So now you have to actually tell it what to do. What do you want your calculator to do? Add those. You go to second matrix. We are not editing. We want to tell our calculator,
math.
enter on the first one, and then we are adding, and then we go back to second matrix, but we're not going to do the first one.
Go to number 2.
We're going to the second one,
Enter,
and you hit enter again.
and then you press enter.
It was way easier on the paper.
But when we get to harder stuff,
Well,
it won't be way
mine
easier on the
does
paper.
On
All
my
right,
bottom
so
number.
Bella said it was way easier on the paper. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is very easy on the paper. However, good. We're going to do 3 more, so don't worry. It is much easier on the paper, guys. However, we are going to get to some harder stuff next week where it will not be easier on the paper. It will be much easier on the calculator. But if you don't know how to do these steps, it's going to be very difficult. Does that make sense to everybody? So let's practice some more. So number 2, here we go. On our quiz next week, you will not be able to use your calculator. So let's do it by hand first. What do you guess?
You get 8, you get 4.
That's 12.
8 plus -4?
Minus and
Oh, I'm
Minus
sorry.
negative is positive. All right, what's 7 minus 3? 4. negative 12, positive 6. I know that that's easy, but next week, they will not be that easy. So let's go to our calculator. Are you ready, Dalton? Okay, so we go to second matrix. Sebastian, you ready?
Okay, yeah, I have a question.
We haven't done anything yet.
I know, but now it has a bunch of numbers in it. Does it matter?
That's why you edit it. Go over to edit. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. All right, we go over to edit. We edit the first one. What size is this one? 2 by 2. It is a square matrix, yeah. Then you put those numbers in. Okay. Dalton, you good? Okay. Then we go back to matrix again. We go over to edit again. But this time we're going to edit the second one, right?
It's another square.
It's another 2 by 2. Are you okay so far? Okay, you have to get out of edit mode. You have to get out of the whole thing. So you're going to hit second and quit. Okay? Good with that? Alright. Then you tell your calculator, you say second matrix. We are not going to edit. You want to tell your calculator, hey calculator, I need you to take matrix A, hit enter, and I need you to subtract matrix B. Bless you. And then hit enter. Bless you. Y'all okay so far? Enter. Did you get the same thing? Okay. Yes, ma'am. You have a dimension wrong somewhere. All right. What about number 3? Let's do it by hand first, okay? What'd you get when you did it by hand? 12. What else? 1, yeah. Negative 12. And positive 1. Are y'all okay?
Okay.
Try it in your calculator. I know it's easier on paper, but you have to know how to do these steps, okay, guys? So try it in your calculator. Bless you. And see if you can get the same thing that we just did, okay? Try it in your calculator. Repetition, repetition, repetition. You get it stuck in your brain how to do it in your calculator. Try number 3. Go over and over those steps. Anybody having calculator issues? They need me? Yeah. So the only thing you got left to do?
Yeah.
So you're caught up on everything? That's an extra. Go ahead and get my calculator back then. So that way they can use that. And
Wait, I know how to do it.
sweet.
I'm so proud of you.
Wonderful.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you kind of scared me.
Alright, anybody have an issue?
So look, you get 12, 1, negative 12,
12, 1, negative 12.
Yeah, I know, we got help with that. Like, on the other one, you got negative 12 minus negative 12, 4, and negative 12, 4, and the 12 are on top of each other.
No.
On this one, we got the same.
We got 12, 4, and negative 12, 6.
I know, that's right there, and the 12 are on top of each other. Just like on this one, the 12 are on top of each
So
other.
just do that on the first one. It's just a coincidence. Alright, are we ready to go to 4?
Not really, but
Yes.
Anybody need a minute?
No.
Chill.
You know how to do it. I don't know what else you need to do. You're passing here. Okay. Did you do the 4 problems you did in class? And you got the answers on the 4?
Alright, what about number 4? What do you notice about 1, 2, and 3? I can't hear you, Bobby. Okay, so what do you notice about 1, 2, and 3? They were all the same, right? Read the directions. It's impossible. Very good. You cannot subtract those. Because you don't have things that match up, right? 1, 2, and 3, we found the numbers that matched up, and we either added or subtracted them. This one, there's no way to line them up because there's nothing there.
Even on a calculator?
Even on a calculator, because if you do, you get an error. Right, Bill? All right, number 5. Here we go. Number 5. Those are the same size, right? And we're just going to subtract them, and let's go to town. What do we get? Go. 13. Yep. 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 Positive 5. Yep. Yep. Perfect. Y'all okay? Anybody have an issue? All right, one more time. Try your calculator one more time, because I promise you, it'll make your life so much easier next week, okay?
It's another square.
Let's 3 by 3. That's another square. Look, y'all text all day long. Don't forget to type those numbers in like anybody's business. So what's the size of the first one?
3 by 3.
3 by 3. Here you go.
What about on number 6? That makes us go up.
You look at them this way.
On number 6, there's a 4 outside.
We're going to
If you do 1 by 1, right?
I see when you look up there, look at the top of the He said, well, yeah.
You're talking to me, that's it? Make sure you know how to do it. One more time. Alright, come in your calculator one more time. Won't wait till everybody gets done. Thank you next week.
Number
Ready for it to be over. What about you?
It hasn't been too bad. I've been chilling. All my teachers have had subs. First, four, that was really
No, I'm trying to go back to the visual. So when I did that,
All right, look at number 6. So number 6 is not addition or subtraction. What does number 6 say? Multiplication. This is a very easy multiplication, and multiplication is where things get a little hairy. But this one's easy. So how do you do this one? You just distribute. This is not a matrix. It does not have brackets around it. It is just -4. So what do I get when I multiply? Go.
48.
Yep.
48, negative 24.
Mm-hmm.
negative 60,
Yep.
negative 16,
Uh-huh.
positive 24,
Yeah.
52,
Yeah.
36,
Mm-hmm.
negative 32.
Very good. Wait, yeah, negative 32. Sorry. Are y'all okay? All right, so how would you type this guy in?
Ooh, -4.
No.
Wait, no, wait, you gotta type back the matrix. Again,
Go to your matrix.
Enter. It's a 2 by 4.
2 by 4. You're only typing in the matrix. This is the only thing that's the matrix, the thing with the brackets around it. Okay with that so far? That's the only thing we have to do. Then we get out of edit mode, and we say -4 times matrix A. Anybody need me?
We press quit or
Second quit. You got it? Okay. Second quit to get
And
a
negative
negative 4 times second matrix, enter on A.
and it should be negative 192, 96. Were we supposed to type in? Oh, shit, I plugged in like 48 negative.
Nobody, you gotta type in.
I should have plugged it.
Yeah. Are y'all okay? Alright, here's what we need to do quickly because we got about 15 minutes left. We need to finish up these 4 down here. You ready? Are we good with calculators now?
I'm pretty
Okay,
solid.
let's put these to the side. I promise you, you will thank me next week with these calculators, okay? Alright, part number 7. What are we going to do?
We're going to plug A and B in.
And what are we going to do?
Together.
There you go. Let's add them together. What do we get? 11.
And, negative 3.
3, yeah.
Then we got negative, no, we got 5.
Positive
And
5.
then we got 5.
And
Negative
we have
5.
negative 5. Y'all okay? Easy enough?
Easy.
Alright, let's do number 8. What's number 8 say?
Multiply C.
4 times C. There you go. So what am I going to get? Yeah? Uh-huh. Bless you. 36. Very good. Easy enough? Okay. Alright, now number 9, we have to do 2 things. We have to do them in order, right?
Multiply 7, or A by 7.
Alright, what do I get when I do that?
You're going to get,
Seven.
it'd be 0. It'd be
Oh, yeah.
0, negative 49.
Yes.
56.
Yeah.
And then 89, no, 81. Something like that. It's like an 81.
7 times 12? 84.
I knew it was an 86.
There we go. Alright, then we're going to subtract, and what are we going to do here?
We're going to multiply B by
Alright, tell me what I get when I do that.
22.
Yeah?
Then you got A.
Uh-huh.
You got negative 6. And you got negative 34.
Perfect. And then we're going to subtract them.
Wait, it's talking.
Yeah?
If it's minus 2, wouldn't it be negative
Nope.
22? Negative-
Subtract. Now all those numbers. Alright, so negative 22, and then what? Negative 57, yep. Positive 62. 118. Y'all okay?
Hold up. Equal.
Anybody lost? How would you type this guy in?
Is that 57?
Yeah, 57. How would you type this in your calculator?
You would just put A and B, and then you go 7 times matrix A minus 2 times matrix B.
Perfect. Put in matrix A and matrix B, and then 7 times matrix A minus 2 times matrix B, okay? Alright, last one, number 10. What do we got to do here?
Multiply D by 5.
Alright, tell me what I get whenever we do that.
You
Negative
did negative 10, negative 40,
Mhm.
0.
20, 65, and 5.
Perfect. And we're going to add
Let's see.
C. So we just need to write that down for a second. Y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
Katie, getting this, baby?
Yeah.
Okay. Adam, what do you get?
Negative 2, negative 38, and negative 2, and then,
Oh, add. 21.
yeah,
Yep. 50, how much?
54.
56.
Yeah, 56.
Mm-hmm. And then 20. Are y'all okay? Alright, we have 10 minutes to do 2 things. You ready?
Homework and go over.
Homework and going over our tests. What's your homework?
Page.
All of it. I know it looks like a lot,
But it doesn't take that.
but it really don't take more than about 10 minutes if you hustle, okay? Because you adding, you subtracting, and you finding dimensions. The first 6 you should be able to do in like 10 seconds. Y'all okay? Yes, sir.
I feel once I like have 12 and there's like a space, is that just
I don't
12. What about 12?
Impossible.
is that possible or you just can you just equal those anyway?
No, you can equal those. Yeah,
So
it's
only
got a
gives me
space.
five. So but that space with like nothing there, what does that mean?
It should be 0. 0 plus or 0 minus.
So it'd be 0 and 0 and then x is 4.
No, there's no 0 and 0. That is still
So it's just
a 2x1 matrix.
That space just doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it has such a space because look at the bottom part.
Yeah, so there's another number.
Those are together. Yes. Yes. Quickly. Page 3. We should be on page 3. All of us on page 3.